I live my life a quarter of a mile at a time.
You mother... Get them! Get them! Kill them!
I stopped the
balls.
Because the balls. How dare you?
Bring me the head of Asylum right now.
Even he was like, I don't know if I should say this. Maybe I should just get out there and look to the side. Like, am I okay? Is Vin Diesel coming for me? Just see him running.
The lawyers are going to go after them. You ready to review?
Sure.
You don't sound too excited about this one.
Why would I be?
It's the Asylum, man. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about?
Such a great pedigree.
Quality entertainment. Asylum is the other word for quality.
Is it?
It is.
Didn't know that.
In what language? I don't know.
Their
Stupid ass language.
I'm not gonna lie, I was excited about this link until I saw the word asylum. I was like, oh.
Well, let me tell you something. So far, and I've been enjoying my journey, even though it's been on a path of shit, but I've been enjoying my journey. You guys know that I'm a newbie in the Asylum over here. I'm a new patient.
The Asylum verse.
Yeah, I'm a new patient here. Just got my straight jacket. It's still fresh.
Not too many stains on it.
No.
But so far, not yet, man. I haven't had time to even slobber on it and bleed on it and piss on it. But my only experience with Asylum recently has been with their animated classics, like Homeward right here, all in their masterpiece. This one I love, Troll Land.
Oh my God.
For the final hijinks of the year's Prankapalooza. Today keeps
I just love how all these trolls having seizures and spasms. No lip sync.
Clipping through themselves, their own bodies.
The whole movie, they just spazzing out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I loved it, man. Loved it.
Yeah, it's funny watching Homeward and you don't realize what an achievement in animation it is.
Boy, after
For them.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give it to at least. Wait, we always talk about growing, getting better.
way.
Whoa! 100 spazzing out green Corys. Man, you look at that and then you go back and look at Homeward. It's like, oh shit. They put some work into this. This is all right.
It's been 2 weekends.
But this weekend, I'm proud to say that I graduated to my first live action Asylum movie.
One of many.
One of many. Yeah, man, my first live action Asylum movie. It's a Fast and Furious death race. We already heard that Fast and Furious is not going to be making it to theaters for a whole year.
You kill him.
I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that.
It's been so long, I don't remember the trailer.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I don't. Good. Yeah, I do not remember that.
Because I'm ready if you are.
Maybe right here, this isn't such a bad thing. Hey, this movie, they got the same fonts.
Oh, yeah.
They got the same fonts. They got purple cars in here and shit. So.
Use that in Final Cut.
Yeah, fonts and cars. That's all you need.
That's
right?
all you need, man.
Leather jackets.
So this is the next best thing that they got. Hey, I've seen what they've done with live action stuff. I've seen. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen trailers for things like Transmorphers right here.
All right, man. Spread out.
Wow.
Take cover.
I look at.
Okay, now I want to take it back what I said about Trollland.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
After seeing how crazy that shit is, I can't wait to see what they do with the Fast and the Furious getting the Asylum treatment. After looking at this, maybe, just maybe, we'll finally get them to go to outer space.
Right.
Maybe we'll finally get dinosaurs. Asylum ain't scared to go there.
No. Hey, if the Fast and the Furious can get stupid, why not the Fast and the Fierce?
Exactly. In fact, I think the Fast and Furious has got more stupid than any Asylum movies that are out there.
It's out there.
It is out there. So let's go ahead and take a look. So my hopes were high, man. My first live-action Asylum movie. Had my hopes up for this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
Your brother owes me a lot of money. But if you win this race, your debt will be paid.
I'm gonna beat your ass. Your brother owes me money. Oh.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you told me that. Boy, you were about to get it, sir. I was going to give you such a hurting. Jeez, why'd you do that? You were about to get hurt, sir. Oh, DMX is in this. Oh, man, that means they ain't got.
Gonna give it to
you. That means they ain't got money for anything else in this movie.
He is the #1 most recognizable face in this movie.
He really is.
He's like, oh no, oh no.
When my foot hits that pedal and I hit top gear, I feel free.
You know, as I watched this, it became clear very early on we're probably not gonna go to space.
With them, definitely not.
You mean the human race?
Yeah. With them, no, we're probably not gonna go to space in this movie.
No.
Probably not.
If we do, it's animated.
Yeah, exactly. But that would cost a lot. Probably not gonna get any dinosaurs. Not even cheap ones in here.
No.
You know, so my hopes are kind of dashed right there.
Yeah.
But what was really disappointing with this is that as I was watching, I said, you know something, this is actually decent for an Asylum movie. This looks all right.
Yeah.
Now,
They spent some money.
yeah, they actually spent some money. Now, look at that sign right there. He's like, keep talking about beat your ass.
On the 3 sets they used, yes, they spent money.
Some money for an Asylum movie.
Yes, fair enough. There you go.
Now, listen, that's why I say just please hear me out, y'all. Just wait, let me explain. Let me explain to you. You know, this looks cheap, yes, but not terrible. I was watching this, I was like, this is like the lower end of a TV show. I was like, you know, for their budget, they're doing some pretty cool camera angles and camera work. The lead actor in this, there he is right here. This guy, Michael Dvorak, not bad.
Yeah, he's like a flea market Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he really is.
Wow, that's a very apt description.
That is perfect. That is, yeah. That guy's not so bad. He's actually kind of good. Even DMX, and hear me out. Hear me out.
I want to let you finish, but
Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's just say, Martin, hear me out.
I'm trying to.
Martin.
I'm trying. I am trying.
Martin, hear me out, sir. Hear me out. I'll take just
Okay.
please. I don't want to hurt you, but hear me out, sir.
Okay.
Hear me out.
All right. Okay.
DMX. He's not bad for what they have him do in the movie. Which
Try to finish
you know,
this.
they're not giving him much. He's just sitting in the chair, just growling smart ass comments and orders to everybody. Now, look, he's got no range. I understand that. Yeah. In the movie, like he's got everything. It's not even one range of acting. He's got one cadence of saying things, and everything's kind of breathing in the middle. I mean, I can't say a dialogue from this movie because it's too stupid. But if you listen to the way he talks, it's the same shit.
Did you point a gun at my brother?
As a matter of fact, I did. And here you are.
Jack, wait.
Your brother owes me a lot of money. But if you win this race, your debt will be paid.
Now, occasionally, he will leave that mode and yell every now and then.
Put a muzzle on that dog.
You know, but that's all he's got. And he's trying his best to work with those two things right there. Hear me out. Hear me out, man.
You let me know when I can talk.
I will, because listen, I want you to know when it was done, when this was finished, I was kind of done. I said, all right, you know what? Looking at this, the biggest disappointment for me is that I really don't have anything to say about it. But after it was done, I was eating, and as I was sitting up at the table enjoying my meal, the movie, it was fresh in my head, and I let it. It was playing through,
You play.
and I slowly stopped chewing. I was like, "What the were you thinking?
Thank you.
I was like, what are you doing? I dropped my shit and went back to the computer. I just started scrolling and scrubbing through the movie again.
Dropped your coffee cup on the ground, shattered.
And I was like, what the is wrong with you? And I realized what was going on. I said, you know what? You got to understand that the movie did this to me. Asylum did it to me.
How they get you?
They lowered your expectations.
The Asylum, look, I was in the Asylum. I was crazy.
You didn't realize it till just that moment.
I was like,
wait a minute. This is my home.
I had a lapse of sanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and I watched this shit and I said, you know what happened? After watching Homeward, which was the first thing I watched, and then just coming fresh off of Troll Land, I was like, oh my God, I was grading this movie on a curve. I was like, the reason why I was looking at this movie and saying, I got really nothing bad to say about it, it's okay, is because I've watched something shittier before. Yeah. This movie is so bad that Asylum made a movie so shitty, so terrible, that it made Fast and Fierce look decent.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Right. If you eat garbage long enough, you'll normalize it. So then just getting a nice hot dog, you're like, oh, this is the best.
Or how about this? If you eat shit,
yeah,
then you move up to garbage. Garbage ain't so bad.
Right.
Man.
No, I can tell there's some protein in here somewhere.
Yeah. Dumpster diving is gourmet right now. It's not so bad. I was like, what the is going on? And even then, it was just kind of like, it's still playing mind games with you. It's like, well, you know, it is the Asylum, and the question has to be asked. The almost Asylum came up to me in my cell and said, yes, Corey, but we know that we're shitty, and the people who purchase our product know that we are shitty. So does that truly make us a shitty product? And I was just like, get the out of my head.
That sounds so much like one of the speeches that DMX gives in this movie.
Well, he got me.
Because he had a shit soliloquy in it. And me calling it shit is not my assessment of it. He says shit about 8 times, trying to be philosophical.
Every other word was shit. Yeah.
Their production might be good. There might be small improvements. Very small. For them. They are back to doing what the Asylum does best. Ripping off properties as hard and as cheap as they can on the brink of a lawsuit.
Yeah. That's that true artistry. What can we do to just not get sued?
They do and they are getting close. Y'all at this point, they are really flaunting it, man.
If they do it enough, studios are going to start looking at them like, oh, it's an honor to be ripped off by them. It's like when Weird Al makes a parody of one of your songs.
I think people are looking at them like that right now, except they're starting to cross the line. Yeah. It's a point between just taking something and ripping it off and having some fun and maybe even making the people you ripped off from laugh. But now you're starting to fuck with them. Now they're testing their boundaries.
Yeah, doing this right now is a thing. Because part of me thought at first, I was like, oh, is this a Freeberg and Seltzer movie? And it was like, oh, it's not, but it could have been.
But they get to a point here. Martin reminded me before we start the show that they just went straight up and jacked a line. Stole right. They pulled a heist and went in and stole a line from the script and brazenly put it out there.
Yep. From the first Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
An 8-second car. I live my life a quarter of a mile at a time.
You mother! Get them! Get them! Kill them!
I stopped the
balls.
Because the balls. How dare you?
Bring me the head of Asylum right now.
Even he was like, I don't know if I should say this. Maybe I should just get out there and look to the side. Like, am I okay? Is Vin Diesel coming for me? Just see him running.
The lawyers are going to go after them. At first, Universal was just like, wow, this is cute. This is real cute. They said, this is funny. Oh, look at these guys. And then he pulled this shit.
But you got screwed up in the war, you know, PTSD.
Look at these guys trying to be us. Oh, that's their Vin Diesel. You know, this is cute. Ain't nothing to worry about with them. Let them do their thing.
You know, I had the '74 Camaro.
Camaro.
74 Camaro.
Yeah, that's his car.
Okay, they getting close. But hey, you know what? Let them have it.
No.
That ain't nothing to worry about. No, let them have it. This is still pretty cute, pretty funny.
Beast. It's an 8-second car. I live my life a quarter of a mile at a time.
That's it. That is it. I want those dead. Dead. You hear me? Kill them. I want our best assassin on the line right now. You find them and you kill them for us.
They're too slippery, boss.
That the funny thing about the movie for me are all the ways that they can't afford to be.
I know.
Fast and Furious.
I know. It's funny because I read on IMDb somebody's review who liked it and said, yeah, it's got the action with the cars and fast action cars and no CGI. And I was like, one, the cars, when you look at them, the actual cars they use never drive fast.
No.
And anytime a car is driving fast, it's nothing but CGI.
Yes,
and
it
the
is.
worst CGI.
Yeah. And when they're doing the race, it's always somebody who's in the car and can't keep the camera still.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
They got that Star Trek movement too when they're
Yeah,
in the car. Too. Oh! Flipping over and shit.
Yeah, man.
Might as well be an animated cartoon.
It's like if they, because I noticed, it looks like they took the car, but they only animated the wheels and just had it going down the road. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that effect is like, what, like 50 years old at this point? That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, they
look at that. We see it right
view,
there.
where it might as well be slot cars.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like Hot Wheels. Like, I remember this.
Oh,
I'm having a flashback.
man, when I show
5
y'all
years
the
old.
car stuff, y'all gonna laugh your ass off. When I talk about doing some funny camera work, I'll show you. Only thing that this movie has in common with Fast and Furious, well, like Martin said, they got these CG cars right here, man, that look like shit. Those cars flip and don't get a scratch on them
All the time.
Like,
all the
no,
time.
they-
Seen the trailer.
Ain't no pieces falling off the cars. Look at this.
Not a dent.
Hey, look at that shit. They just took. Notice, did y'all see that shit? They just took the film and rotated it.
Yeah, it might as well be Batman.
Now look surprised.
They just told this dude to just sit up here and just buck your eyes real big. Look at this. Whoa!
Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
Hey, just sit in the car and just make your eyes big. We'll do the rest of the work.
Yeah.
At least he wasn't in the rest of the movie. Appreciate that.
They got a lead actor who's in a tank top.
On the contrary, this used to be one of the most incredible junkyards I ever saw.
Until they realize that he ain't no Vin Diesel at all. And they make him take that shit off quickly.
Right. Put a jacket on.
Yeah,
At least get a tan. You couldn't even get a tan.
that tank top had about 2 minutes of screen time. That dirty ass tank top.
As I worked out all week for this. You know, put a jacket on. For Christ's sakes.
This movie's budget is so low, even the junkyard looks like shit. There's no cars in the junkyard.
They just threw some sheet metal around.
I can afford a junkyard. Wow, that's impressive.
Well, they spent the money on 3 cool cars in the film. I mean, you know, at least you can look at the cars and say at least those are
Rented.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, they are straight up rented, man. These cars are rented, but hey, they look good. They are muscle cars. You know, you can tell that. Like there are times where you say, okay, that's clearly CG right there. But there are some points where they're not CG.
Like that.
Like that right there. But you know, they go traveling around the world. If you count going from Mexico to the border of
Arizona.
Mexico to LA, like going from Tijuana somewhere over to LA, if you want to count that as globe trotting, then sure.
Yeah, and they put them even in Mexico. They're in some no-name town where they could just make it anywhere they want with nothing around.
Super generic looking.
Oh yeah, yeah. I doubt they were even in Mexico because here border guards don't exist at all.
Well, Trump was right.
I know. Yeah, it's a good thing illegals don't have access to CG shitty cars. Otherwise, they'd be unstoppable.
That'd be it.
Look at
Be a goddamn invasion.
Man, the hell with your walls, Trump. Our shitty CG cars would penetrate that easily.
Unless he stopped.
they're working in a way of like the first couple of Fast and Furious movies before they really start getting out there, and getting money.
But even then,
Yeah, but they try to want to make you think that they're doing the shit that they do here. And like, that, we on that Asylum budget. Which again is crazy because, as I said, the Fast and Furious movies are like Asylum movies with $100 million budget.
Yeah, it's, you talk about this grading on a curve. Now watching this trailer for the new Fast and the Furious, now I don't feel bad about it. I'm like, well, at least something's happening. It's kind of fun. I mean, it looks like they put some money on it. It makes it somewhat believable.
Where that is more believable. A magnet plane is more believable catching a car in midair than these CGI.
Just driving down the road.
Yeah, car swinging from a rope. I mean, after you've been to the Asylum, this is refreshing. Right?
Yeah, it really is.
This is amazing.
Puts things in perspective.
So with the Asylum budget, what do they have besides the obvious things that kind of work? They got the cars and the girls and whatnot. So with the money that's left over, what do they have? Well, on the Asylum budget, what you can get is you can get yourself a shitty cheap bar in here. You can be allowed to film near the taco truck.
3 tacos y una cerveza. Faltan servilletas.
Yeah, I don't think that guy got his order.
Broad
Speaking of guns, you can also go to, speaking of things that should already be cheap, you're right. Asylum just makes them look, but that's a skill.
Reverse.
They make that shit look way cheaper, man. They go to a mechanic's garage. That should be cheap already. They make that shit a shack.
Yep.
Run by a terrible actor.
Man, I don't know who you are. But you just come in here talking about I've arrived.
Yo, man, I don't know who you are. What the you are.
That is from several takes trying to get him to say the lines that were there, and then just saying like, you know what you're supposed to say. Just ad lib it. Just whatever comes to mind.
On your own time.
Yeah.
On your own time. Missed his mark completely, too.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Oh, my God.
Y'all hear this? This must have been the real owner of this shitty garage right here.
Right.
And he
I'll
said,
let you use my garage if I can be in the film.
yeah, exactly. Like, okay.
Man, I don't know who you are or what the you want from me. But you just come in here talking about I've
You just come in here. Shit, boy. Hey, I'm acting. I'm moving my head.
Yeah.
Just come in here thinking you running things. They got, it'll get you some fake guns. Right?
The After Effects burst.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that computerized burst at the end of it.
Some awful muzzle flashes.
Yeah.
They really are, man. Also to get you this staircase right here to somebody's house or the apartment complex.
Oh, right.
That's it.
Oh, and we hear a gun battle, but we don't actually see it.
Oh yeah. That was hilarious. No, wait a minute. I'll get to that.
Okay.
Because I got something to say about that.
Okay.
I'm glad y'all noticed that because I was just kind of like, y'all know y'all didn't try to cover this shit up with that. They thought that they were sneaky. You can also afford this dude. who is in one of the most awkward bathroom action scenes I've ever seen. Trying to flush her down the toilet.
This will kill you.
Which ends with him getting stabbed in the eye. Yeah, because he's not just holding that to his face at all.
No,
He's
man.
just stuck in,
Jammed in there.
If you don't get your
Yeah, because I read people going like, oh, it's got this great death scene with a toilet brush. I was like, wait, you mean the kind of thing that can never actually happen? Yeah, he's having to hold it there.
It's like they couldn't even afford to like just duct tape that to his face. Look at this shit. Boy, if you don't get your big ass up, that shit ain't. That is not in your eye. You are holding that.
And to perhaps nitpick, it's redundant to say puta bitch.
He doesn't speak Spanish. It's like I'm there. Like I'm in the scene.
Get your big ass up. That shit ain't no wrong with your eye. Be funny if somebody just came up and just pulled that shit like, oh
shit, I'm fine.
I can see.
Oh. Sorry.
I mean, he's acting his ass off. You know, they told him, like, look, man, we can't afford to put this in your eye and it's special effects, so just sell it, man. Scream your ass off.
Got the camera shake too. Get me in the note.
To the drive, you son of a bitch.
That shit is shaking. It's bobbing around.
Sell it.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Puta bitch. It dropped. Cut. Cut.
Cut. Brent, go ahead.
We'll keep it. The rest of the money, as I said, went to cars. And I'm being serious, went to DMX. And they couldn't even afford to keep him for the rest of the movie.
You got a new villain for most of the film, and Jesus Christ, I didn't think they could get worse than DMX, but boy, did they! And we got
in a different way.
Yeah.
Talks too much.
And it's funny because they can't afford to keep DMX in the movie, so they just make up some kidnapping subplot out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I was like, what does this have to do with what's going on?
It was almost like DMX said, you're on the clock. And they're like, kidnap him. I mean, seriously, this shit came out of nowhere.
Señor Debbie.
Time to save some money.
That's over.
Yeah, after saying how he owns everything around there, including the police, they just come in and beat him up and take him.
Just take him. And there's no real explanation for it.
No.
Except that they can't afford to keep him around anymore.
Not only that, but supposedly he was going to make them all this money. So none of this.
And it's like, why? So you're making all this money. Why are you in this shitty dive bar?
Yeah, and you're right. They replace him with his number 2 woman as the new villain.
Oh my
But
God.
but you know, they do. The funny thing is they can't afford to keep him. Let me stress that. They can't afford to keep him so that when there's a rescue mission that goes on, it's not even him.
Okay, you're almost there. Pig!
They couldn't even get him to dub his own
To
voice
do
over
the
that.
ADR, I know.
Yeah, that's and about that rescue scene, for what y'all were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
The movie's so cheap that they couldn't afford to do a shootout, so they trying to pull some distraction shit. What they do is they try to distract you with ass.
Get down! I said get down!
You ain't fooling nobody.
No.
You just put some sound effects over some ass and thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be distracted by the ass. Which it is a nice ass, you know. I can let
Appreciate
it go,
the
but yeah, get the. You ain't fooling nobody.
Get down! I said get down!
And I even love it how they couldn't even get like a body double that looks like him too. It's obviously not him walking around. I'm like, because it's such a thin person. On DMX, he's a big guy. I'm like, is that a woman they have to like have the hood over?
Yeah, it's like a 14-year-old kid or something.
Yeah, look at that.
But you know, he's still DMX, so it's just like, you know, I'm not I'm not Hollywood marketable anymore. Pretty much, I can still be hired by the Asylum, but I'm still a big shitter over the Asylum pond. So you know, I still can have a big price tag over there, and you guys can use my name to sell this because it is DMX. He can sell an Asylum movie.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, DMX seems Fast and Furious adjacent, even though he's not in any of the movies. But have they used any of his music in any of them?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Just seemed like they would.
I tell you though, it's funny how they ripped this from not one, but 2 films. They're trying to like get brand recognition from 2 movies, Fast and Furious, of course, but then the other one is Death Race. Of course, Death Race has been remade, but I think the one that they're trying to get the crowd to recognize is from the more recent remake.
The race takes place in 3 stages over 3 days. So what about the other
They asked again, so maybe they even ripped that off.
I forgot that movie existed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, the thing is that even though they're ripping off Death Race, there is no death in this race.
Yep. No one dies.
It's barely a race. I don't know how you make this outlaw race a big deal when there's only 3 people in it.
And you only get like a couple scenes where they're actually racing and like they're gonna pull out some cool stunts, but you get like one scene where someone nudges someone kind of off the rope, they're already back on it. There's like no actions, there's no racing actions except that one at the end with the CGI cars.
Yeah,
but that's the most boring part of the movie, honestly, is when they're in the cars. I'm like, oh my god,
yeah.
Get back to some of these other guys.
Well, for all the setup, the race comes down to 2 dudes and a girl on Instagram. It's like,
that's it.
That's really all you guys can afford is 3 cars to race.
There's 2 people that get killed in the movie, and they're cops. They're not even in the race. Like this not a death race, really. But they got a movie called Death Race that we can kind of rip off, at least the title from. So we're throwing it in anyway. Michael Dvorzin. I think he's good, man. I almost look at him and be like, wow, I can see this guy in real movies.
I can see him in better things, yeah.
In better things.
Not leading.
I don't know, man. I didn't think he was bad. I think he's a guy just never took off.
I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he has what it takes to lead a movie that's going to be a theatrical release.
Yeah, I did. And I'm not arguing with you just to argue. I can see what you're saying. It's hard to tell in this.
The material he's given, it's just he can't showcase his skills.
I can't even tell, honestly, given what he's in. Maybe he's just in a movie so bad that if he's, I'm getting.
It's hard to judge.
Yeah. I'm getting Stockholm syndrome again, from this movie, and just like, he's so good that he's an Academy Award winner. Once DMX leaves, you think DMX is bad? Oh shit!
Yeah,
they leave you with a bitch that cannot act at all.
She acts the most.
They got they got a woman in here. We talked about John Voight last week trying to be Tony Montana. This girl studied nothing but Scarface and f***ed it all up.
If I were Jack, I'd have turned my back on your pathetic ass years ago. Now look where you got him. Because you're a low-life degenerate with a gambling problem.
Oh, Jesus. I was like, God damn, girl.
She loses her accent at times, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes when she first started out, she sounded Eastern European.
I was going to say, sometimes she's Russian. It's almost offensive how thick she's laying this on. I was like, why did you just get a real Cuban? Instead of this chick right here. She must be somebody on the set or something.
Yeah, no, I thought to myself, like, man, in the Hall of Fame of bad Spanish accents, she is up there on the leaderboard. She just joined the leaderboard with John Voight and Al Pacino.
She should did. And I got to give Al Pacino and John Voight credit because at least I can understand what they're saying. It gets to some points in here, I had to rewind that shit about 3 or 4 or 5 times. I was like, what the f*** did she just say?
These are my terms, Jack. Give my brother these thumb drives and let him go.
What?
And then she what?
Yeah. Get my boy the thunder. I was like, what the she talking about?
My brother's going to die because I can't figure out what she's saying.
It's about, they could have about 10 minutes of this movie. This motherfucker saying, what?
No comprendo.
Okay. What?
And so many of her scenes are just her yelling at the main character's brother. Like, you're always a piece of shit. Like, that's like happens. Like, DMX does it for like 3 scenes. She does it for 3 scenes. Like, I get it. He's not a good guy, but I kind of feel sorry for him now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We haven't. Other than getting his brother wrapped up in this shit, which I blame his brother just.
No,
as
I
much.
do. Yeah.
I think any other human being would have gone, man, you got to figure out how to get out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Yeah,
this.
his brother comes
I
in
love
just
you, but I'm
stupid.
not. Yeah.
Can't keep doing this.
His brother, the brother in the movie,
Doesn't get anything to
this
do.
motherfucker, he's just stupid, man. There's a guy who walked right into this. His brother even said, man, you are Mark. They knew it, man. Why you gonna go and this guy keeps losing money? That's a hell of an addiction he has because he keeps losing money to where he goes to the most dangerous gangster in Mexico, who happens to be a black dude. I like the way they got a couple of taquerias in here too that they use. Like they got no sets at all.
They really don't. I think they reuse some sets, honestly, and just kind of do a new window dressing for them.
In the ending, I guess they're working their way up to another one.
The third one, I guess.
Was that an ending?
It was not an ending.
Because to me, it was just like the Lovebirds, where I was like, all right, so now what happens? Credits. It's like, what? So it just cut off.
What's next? And it's like, oh, it's done.
It cut off. Even if they would lead into a third one, the shit doesn't even try to like hint at anything.
No.
It just ends. And let me tell you why this is so crazy, because at the end, the chick that just got into the main Jack is the guy's name. He just picked up some random chick along the way who's somehow connected to this. She reveals that she has a daughter. DMX comes in for one last scene while they have him, just so he can give him a wrap up. He's confronted DMX. They're about to get into a fight. Bad Accent Girl is about to shoot the little girl that just got introduced.
Even though she's aiming her gun at everybody else.
And everybody else, yeah. The police just come in. They say, we just arresting everybody.
It's almost like they came in to go, you don't have permits. We're shutting this whole shoot.
We can make this work. Hold on, let's keep filming.
We'll fix it in post.
It's like they didn't have an ending, so they said, you know what? It's almost like a kid wrote this, and the police arrest everybody. And that's it, man. The credits roll. They got him in what they do is they give Jack, the main guy, just one last line. And that's it. And the credits start rolling. I was like, the
Are you Bianca?
That's my daughter.
That's what she's been telling us over and over again.
Oh, not
Come here, Annie.
ADR.
Yeah,
You can sit
and so bad.
So bad.
It's like this is supposed to be a scene where the police just came in and busted these dangerous ass crime world people, and she's got her children's show voice on. That's what she told us. You just sit in the car and have some milk and cookies.
telling us over and over again. Come here, Annie. Mommy and Daddy can ride him back. It'll all be okay. Just sit tight.
Jesus. Wow. But wait, there's more.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, sweetie.
She's like, and?
What does that have to do with what I just said?
Line.
Boy, when he said that, let me put it back. When she said that, I love the look she gave him. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna go back a little bit more.
I didn't really notice it until just now.
I didn't either. Look at this shit. Look at the look this girl gave him.
I want to get out. I don't want to be in any more cars.
You and me both, kid.
Who the f are you?
Yeah.
I remember asking you
goddamn
anything.
Like, did I tell you to speak, bitch?
Wow. There we go.
There's 10,000 stories in the naked city. This was one of them. Not one of the best, mind you.
They just ran out of money.
Because it seemed like if you were gonna do that, it's still shitty. But you would fade to black on him saying, "Me too, kid," and go out with that. It's like, all right, you leave it at that line, but then just reaction shots and then a view of the city.
The city.
They didn't have nothing, man. That shit. They just cut to the city. They had nothing. All right, y'all. Well, there you go. There you go. Like I said, if you just can't get enough of Fast and Furious and you're waiting that much for it, but you're not gonna get it soon enough, you'll always have Fast and Furious. Death Race.
Death Race.